I genuinely believe that this is something that every artist experiences, so I'm just gonna say it. Strong coffee for strong words. Hi, my name is Claire Luxton and I'm a full-time contemporary artist. My work ranges from self-portraiture to large-scale public art installations. So allow me to share my errors and mistakes as an artist so that you don't have to, and thus let me share my wisdom with you. Let us begin. So at first I think you're gonna hate this, but then you're going to love this and it's gonna be worth it. Okay. I bet you hate your art. I bet you hate your artwork. I mean, okay, not every single piece of artwork, but I would hazard a guess that you hate at least one of the last 3 pieces that you made, if not all of them. And it is miserable. It is so soul destroying at the time because you were excited, you were making headway, you had put so much work, so much effort making progress, making moves, and now it's don't talk to me, put it in the bin, set it on fire, bottom drawer, back shelf, never see the light of day again, and it's horrid. So it's out of sight, out of mind, the energy is low, the feelings are low. I have been there so many times, but, and this is a very big but, I promise you it is a good thing. It's a really good thing. Hating your work is a good thing. And today I am going to tell you why that is, what's happening, and how you can use this to your full potential, to maximize your creativity as an artist, to maximize all the moves that you're making. And so now in the future, when you feel like you hate your work, you're going to know you're on the right track. Because in my practice, when I have been at my lowest, when I've been at my most frustrated, when I've been on the precipice of giving up, that has been the moment in time when I was on the verge of a breakthrough. I was on the verge of the best piece of work I've ever made. So today, what's happening, why it's happening, and how we can use this to our full potential. So firstly, why is this happening? This is happening because you are not resting on your laurels. As an artist, I truly feel to make any progress, you have to be in pursuit. You're in pursuit of questions, you're in pursuit of answers, you're in pursuit of beauty and sorrow, joy, woefulness, life, experience. You're in pursuit of all of these things. And if you were stagnating, you wouldn't be feeling any of these emotions, you wouldn't be feeling frustrations, because it's when these questions or when these problems arise, this sticking point within your work, because you're trying to move forward, because you're seeking momentum and answers, that is where the frustration lies. That is why you're starting to hate your work. It's also coming about because some questions you may have already previously answered, and the way in which you view the world, we ourselves don't stand still just as people, and inherently our practice is tied to us as an individual because it is such a personal experience to make artwork. So it's the fact that you have momentum, which is an incredibly positive thing when you're making work. That is why this frustration and this dislike and this change and this feeling of frustration is arising within your work. So now I'm going to explain to you what is happening in this moment. In this moment, you are being given clues and clues from yourself, from what you're producing, as to whether you are in the right direction for you. Every single practice is so different, so unique, and all of our paths are unique and what we're exploring is different, but this experience of how to navigate this frustration is truly universal. Effectively, you are no longer who you were, and it's a massive sign to not get off track. And when you are in a state of confusion or low confidence with your work, it's so easy to be distracted by what everyone else is doing instead of listening to your own internal cues about how to move forward with your practice. So when you make a really specific work and you feel very strongly against that work, this is a really powerful moment to use that to your advantage. And this is how. At this point, when I strongly hate a piece of work or dislike it, I ask myself the same questions. Is it the topic that I'm feeling friction with? Is it the medium? Is it the way in which I've gone about it? Is it the execution? Is it the level of detail? Is it the quality of the piece? Or in fact, is it all three of those things? Because sometimes I have gone back and remade a work using a different medium, or I've used similar aesthetics and qualities and color palette, but actually explored a completely different topic. It's these moments where you can be analytical and you can dissect the anatomy of this piece of work that you're not connecting with, and you can work out which of these pillars is it that is not yet gelling, and get really specific, really be honest with yourself and dissect this piece and what it is that isn't sitting right. Ultimately, I have found my mistakes, the pieces of work that I dislike to a point, have maybe opened me up to new topics, new mediums, new ways of problem solving, and have often resulted in my best work. In essence, ask the work why it failed, and it could be the stepping stone to your next best piece of work. At this point, I would really urge you to trust your instincts and ignore kind of like any nagging doubts. This is almost like a point of time to be incredibly liberated and free, because it can only get better. You dislike this, it hasn't worked out, so anything goes. You have that childlike freedom just to play and explore and see what happens from this thing that you haven't connected with, this thing that you've created, but has the potential to be something completely new and fresh. I'll be honest with you. Growth is not loud. It is quiet, it is slow, it is often uncomfortable, and that is another reason which highlights why you're feeling such discomfort and friction. It's because you're in a period of change, of growth, effectively of rebirth with your artwork. I sometimes have time where I'm working on a public art project, for example, so there is a lot of pressure for me not to be able to change certain things. I won't be able to change thematically, and I might not be able to change the material. And all of this problem solving that I've previously done within my practice allows me to be more kind of scientific and practical and analytic when I don't have as much freedom. So I can look at, oh no, like I have this massive thing to present to a client, but I'm feeling really uncomfortable about it. It's not sitting well with me, and it's not something that they might see, but I want to be really proud and connected to this artwork. So when I'm in that situation, all of this problem solving that I've previously done allows me to make small tweaks and analyze my work in a less emotional way and in a more pragmatic way, that I think about what is the narrative? Is the narrative the problem? Do I need to tweak the way the materials function? Do I need to change my voice or my tone in the way the artwork conveys to an audience? So these are really like muscle memory skills that if you practice all the time, because let's face it, I mean, speaking for myself and nobody else, I quite frequently dislike things that I make, but it's that acknowledgement and then pursuit of the next that allows me to move forward and make, you know, moments that I'm really proud of. I think often a lot of us forget why we started, not even started being an artist, because for me that's just an inherent part of my character as a person. But you know, why did we start sketching? Why did we start taking those photos? Why did we start writing that poetry? Why did I start blogging these ideas? You know, why did I get my paintbrushes out? Why did I prefer oil over acrylic? We kind of forget the innocence and the root at which we started from. And I think it's often key to remind ourselves of these roots, of these essences. I'm currently working on an exhibition which is going to be in Paris at the end of the year, and I'm exhibiting alongside another 4 female photographers. We were part of a competition and the 5 of us were selected to exhibit in this exhibition, and I've actually had a lot of conflicting feelings towards it. I was, of course, initially ecstatic, and I am once again ecstatic. I'm so excited, but the kind of confusion and confliction within myself of wanting it to be perfect and not listening to my kind of instincts and cues from disliking things and how to problem solve. I had to sit down with myself and say, hey, how do you want this to function? How do you want this to be? What do you want this to look like? What isn't working? What is working? And I've come back around to being absolutely excited and thrilled again. So watch this space, because I will share a lot more on kind of exhibition prep, packing, shipping, and all of the problem solving that isn't to do with liking or disliking your work. But here's to say that you are really not alone. This is, in my opinion, a universal and important and, more excitingly, positive experience for all artists when you don't like your artwork. So if you are hating your work today, just know that this could be the path to a piece of work that you absolutely love next week. It might be the start of a brand new project, of a brand new chapter within your art practice. And I just encourage you to be brave and to be bold, to really trust your gut and your instinct, and don't get distracted by the noise. Do this in a mathematical and scientific way to build a better practice for yourself in the future. Now, I myself am very proud that we are here together again on a Thursday. Thank you so much for all of your comments in last week's video. It was very encouraging. I love talking to you all, so do let me know how you feel about your own work. How are you feeling about your practice at the moment? Have you made anything that you dislike? And perhaps maybe we can chat about, we can have a little analysis together of why you think that might be in the comments below. A little bit of coffee before I go. I just really do appreciate you all being here. I really encourage you to save this for when you are hating your work and you need a reminder. We all need that reminder. Sometimes we need a little shove. But I know that you're on the precipice of making the best work yet. So I will leave you on that positive note, and yes, we will see each other next Thursday. Bye. Goodbye.